All right, I believe we are live now. Let me send out this tweet to let people know that we're finally live. And what is up, everyone? You guys, I guess we're only on my channel currently, so you guys all know me. I am the Goob, and I am joined today by Ricardo Calvario, who is, what is your title at the Institute for Natural Philosophy?
The president.
The president.
That's
Well,
why I don't use it. That's why I don't use it.
He is the president. So before I even get into the Digital Alexandria project, most of my viewers probably aren't familiar with the Institute for Natural Philosophy. Do you want to tell us briefly what that is?
Sure. So the Institute for Natural Philosophy is a project that was born about 2 years ago. We tread slowly but sternly into where we are now. So we are already an official organization. We have already submitted our 501c3. We have already several projects on the move, and we are very proud to today have, as you call the group, to present the project that we are working with him. So
Yeah.
I'm hoping that you all like it and be willing to participate. That he will give you the indications where you can go to and how to link up with him and with us. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Ricardo. So like you said, the Institute is a nonprofit, and we are a branch of it, right? We're a research center, the
Exactly.
Digital Alexandria project. And what we are focusing on, the Digital Alexandria project, is we are trying to create a comprehensive visual archive of every megalithic site around the world. Starting with America, got to start somewhere. So we're going to start with America, and we are going to list and document through every visual mean that we are able to, starting with photography and then video, and when it's available, 3D scans, maps, things like that, 360 video, if that's available. Whatever the as much visual documentation as we can get is the goal. And the purpose of this is to create an experience that is as close to actually visiting these sites as possible without having to actually visit these sites, because most of us are never going to visit the vast majority of these places. But I think we should all be able to experience them. And so that is the overall, goal of this project. Down in the description, there is both a link to the Institute website, where if this sounds like something that's interesting to you, if this sounds like something that's worthwhile, and you want to contribute your time and your talents, please go down to that link and sign up. There's also a summary of the project, which gives a fully written out, summary of what it is that we're going to do, how we're going to do it. There's been several projects that have aimed to do the same thing that we're doing. I've seen several of them myself come and go. There's a few that are still around, and they are woefully incomplete because this project is a very large endeavor to undertake. That's really the reason why no one's done this. I know the entire decade plus that I've been interested in these megalithic sites, I've been repeatedly asking, why doesn't this exist already? Why isn't there something like this? And it's because it is such a massive project. It's not something that's possible for an individual to do on their spare time. And that is where the Institute comes in, having a real institution backing us and real ability to actually work on this project in a serious way and not just casually contributing an hour here, an hour there. And so we have a very long way to go before this project becomes a reality, but we have laid out the path and the plan in order to get us there. It's hard to put an estimate on when this will be delivered, because for one reason, it'll kind of always be a forever evolving project. Like I said, I was talking about 360 video and things like that. As more content continues to come out, we'll continue to update the site even after we've documented everything. So there really is no end date, but it'll be a while. This project is sometime in the future before it actually comes to market. And a large part of that reason is that there's simply time elements, doing this the proper way, like we're trying to do it, not just doing it casually like these past experiments. There's certain things that just take time, and there's no way around that. You just have to wait for certain things. And that is what this video is about, is giving an opportunity for people to contribute their time so that when those elements that we're waiting on come through, we've already got, as much content as possible, as much to bring to the world as possible, in a product that is already developed, so that we're not further delaying this. So yes, please sign up if you think this is a worthwhile project. I certainly do. Please go check out the Institute website and sign up. And if you want to contribute, in a lesser extent, some way that absolutely anybody and everybody can contribute, is that one of the things that differentiates this project is our goal is to collaborate with content creators like Wandering Wolf, like Weird Old World. Those are really upper echelon. Those are really top of the tier examples. But people like that, even if they're just prolific tourists that are taking high quality photographs, we want to identify people around the world who are taking it upon themselves to document these sites and partner with them so that we are getting the highest quality and most up-to-date footage. And so you can keep an eye out for that, whether you're on Facebook or Twitter or VK, Russian Facebook. This is a global project. So we really need people all around the world who can, I'm not on VK. I'm not going to find those Russian people on social media, but hopefully some of you can. And that would be a fantastic way that absolutely anybody can contribute to this project. Before I go on, we're going to be joined by someone else who's going to be managing this project with me. Guy, welcome to the show.
Good evening, Guy.
All right, I can't exactly hear anything, so that's a good start.
Okay.
Excellent.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah, I'll try to figure it out. You guys just go on ahead. I'll see if I can do it. So
sounds good.
Okay.
Okay. Well,
so in just giving some more emphasis of what Kub was saying is, if you see that this is a project that you take pictures, or you actually go to sites, or you could do a proper job instead of just going to a site and take your own pictures for yourself. If you can just imagine taking pictures that can actually be used, I think the project complements all the people that contribute, of course. And so we will be very grateful if that can happen. So be it footage, be it a drone, be it photographs, anything that this project can use, would be very grateful for your participation, wherever you are in the world.
Yes. And I know that there is a growing number, like this is a rapidly growing area of social media, is people documenting sites like this. I think you got the sound working. Okay. So I mean, whether you want to become one of those people yourself and start documenting these sites, that'd be fantastic. Or you just are aware of someone who does it. Or even if you just happen to be visiting a site, maybe you're not going to visit a dozen sites, but maybe you visit one, and you can go and you go, hey, I've seen pictures of this site before, and I've never seen this area of it. Go walk to the areas that are less photographed and less documented and snag a picture for us. We will have also a form on the site when the site exists that users can submit things. So when I'm talking about these content creators, I'm talking about actively searching them out, right? It's not just them that are going to be submitting, but I want to contact them and reach out to them and go, hey, can we use your footage here? Can we partner with you and show your footage off on our website? But there will also be a passive form where anyone at all, if you have a good picture that you've taken that you think might contribute, you're welcome to upload it to the website, and we we'll review it and we'll add it. But Guy, welcome, and how are you doing?
Yeah, doing well. getting adjusted to this StreamYard thing, because I couldn't hear you guys, then I couldn't you guys couldn't hear me, so I made sure to mute myself this time. And yeah, I've just been listening a bit on the YouTube stream so that I could, kind of catch up with you guys. And yeah, it's this has been one of like those projects that's been on my kind of bucket list for a while now, and I feel it's like one of the best contenders for like proper digitalization and um, alternative history. So what I mean by that is kind of like the perfect project to give a good boost to the alternative scene, to those who do not really know about it. And it's also like a great tool for people that already know about it and want to explore a bit more, want to use it as a tool, want to just catalog stuff. But we'll get into that, of course. So.
And real quick, just because my viewers have no idea who you are, Guy will be managing this project as well. So Ricardo is managing the Institute, and then Guy and myself managing this project. So thank you for joining us, Guy. I agree absolutely with everything you just said.
Just for proper credit, Guy is also managing the Institute.
He is also on the board of the Institute. That is,
yeah, he's one of the founders of
Thank you. Yes.
Institute. So I would just say that I think that even if you listen to this and think, who am I to do this or that? But if you are going to a site, if you have a journey assembled, if you are going to Peru, if you're going to Egypt, if you're going to Turkey, just reach out to us and say, look, is there any part that you need that you don't have a particular photograph? And we'll be glad to give you directions to you so that you can probably do something that we really, really need. So I just wanted to put it out there because it's important. I have a few people that do contact and say, look, I'm going to Cusco. Do you need any particular image? I have people in Britain like Morgan Gromieri. Well, look, I'm going to that mound or to that megalith. Is there any angle that you haven't seen yet? Or so that kind of thing is very much welcome, I think, to this project.
Yes, absolutely. That would be very, very welcome. Yes. Yeah, and there's, that's the main thing that I'm asking for in this stream is that everyone keep an eye out for content creators. Keep that stuff like that in mind. If you yourself are going to be making a trip, yeah, it would be fantastic if you reached out to us and went, hey, I'm going here. Yeah, is there something specific you need to look at? That would be an immense help. And I think that's something that anyone can contribute to rather easily. That's not a massive time sink. It's if you happen to be going or if you happen to see someone on some social media site who's doing it themselves, let us know about it. But if you are more interested in contributing, your actual time and your talents, there's going to be a wide range of opportunities and abilities, whether, it's something small, like you go, hey, I made a logo for you guys. I think this will look nice. Like, feel free to do that. Or if you're looking for something more, serious contributions, like we'll have opportunities for that as well. Yeah. And I think, unless either of you have anything to add at the moment, I have the project summary pulled up, and I'm just going to go over some of the points that are on here to make sure that we're covering everything and not missing any part of this project here. So I've covered that the goal is to document megalithic sites around the world, right? And having all of this in one centralized location is going to be so much easier than the way it is now. It can be quite difficult trying to track down these megalithic sites, and this will have everything consolidated on one website. You'll be able to search by site name. You'll be able to search through a map. You'll be able to search through keywords and key features. So we haven't mentioned this yet, but one of the elements we'll be including is tagging hallmarks. So everyone on this channel should be familiar with the nubs and the polygonal masonry and things like that. And we're going to make sure to mark that down on each site so that, if a site has nubs, polygonal masonry, beveled edges and keystone blocks and reverse nubs and has all of that, you can search by tag. So you can pull up other sites that have those same features on them. So it should allow for much more easier access, easier ability to actually view these sites. Wandering Wolf would be a great help, Rube. It would be absolutely incredible if we got him as a partner. I sure hope we're able to.
Oh, he's a friend of the Institute. So,
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, he's one of my favorite people in the space. He's a great guy. So
He is.
that
Yeah.
and then, part of the reasons why what I just described is so important, obviously for the ease of access of information, but also as we enter into this AI world, Guy, I think your camera stopped and it looks like Ricardo
did
froze.
it?
No, I'm not frozen. And Guy isn't too.
Okay. It's just on my
Yeah.
end. All right. I can't see
We're
you
good.
guys. As long as it's working on the stream, that's good.
As long as you can hear us, it's fine.
Yeah. So in this increasingly AI world, it is already becoming an issue. I see AI images of megalithic sites on Twitter pretty frequently, and the comments, a lot of people are convinced by them already. People are having a tough time telling what's AI and what's not. I've seen travel sites that are advertising trips to travel to places like Saxe-Homan, and they're using AI images of Saxe-Homan. Crazy to me. That's ridiculous. But
Yeah.
we're already at that point where travel sites are using AI images. Like, imagine a few months down the road, a few years down the road, it's going to be such a mess that if something like this isn't created, where we have verifiable imagery coming from real people like Wandering Wolf, it's going to be absolutely impossible to tell what's real and what's not anymore. And so I think this, as Guy said, as I said, pretty much our entire time spent investigating these topics, we've been going, where is this? Where is this resource? Why doesn't this exist anymore? And so it was already of dire importance, but with AI, this is absolutely essential. Without this, the truth of megalithic sites, the history, it's truly in danger. So this hopefully will preserve that, and also preserve a visual record. There's physical threats to these sites as well, war and various, just weathering and erosion, time. All of these are threats to these sites, and getting a visual documentation, a digital record that will last forever, at least until the sun decides to erase it. I think that's very important. Very, very important. And those are all things that this project will achieve.
Yeah, and we do believe that the sites are magical and impacting enough on their own. There's no need for an AI to make it fantastic so that more people buy the trip to go there. So that's a bad sign. If they don't have anything to fascinate you by what it is and explaining what it is to people, they need a fantastic image so people believe that somehow they are going to see that thing on the screen. I think it's a bad start for tourism and for history in general.
And you bring up an excellent point there, which one of the things that this project will not be doing is telling people about these sites. We think that the sites speak for themselves. The imagery is enough. And that is what our focus is on. We aren't here to tell you various theories, right? We all ourselves are alternate archaeologists, if that's what title you want to give us, but we believe in alternate ideas. And so whose idea do we choose? And so we're not going to be choosing any. We're going to be displaying the sites. We're going to give you the ability to look at them. We're going to make it easy for you to look at them. We're going to make it easy for you to associate them with similar sites. We're going to make it easy for you to see geographically nearby sites, but we are not going to tell you what you're seeing. We're just giving you the opportunity to see it and to learn about it and study it and make your own judgments.
Right. And I also think is worth mentioning that there's only like a handful of researchers right now that can have like a real ability to guess a real from a fake, in a sense. Where I've seen some of these images, AI generated images, and they could fool me. Like, and I've been looking at this site for many years now, and I was fooled, like asking where the location was and how where did it take a picture, but if we could get the help of some of those researchers to kind of like help us document a lot of the sites, a lot of the pictures, so there's kind of like a validity check or some kind of moderation as well, that would be like really good. And it also goes both ways, because I know a lot of these researchers have a hard time sometimes with their own catalogs, finding their own pictures when they want to bring up an example, when they want to research something, and maybe they've seen something similar in another country, and they want to kind of look at two different images side by side. Sometimes it's difficult to find that one right image. You have to look for it, and it can be hard. So possibly like something like advanced filtering or querying would be like something that we would be looking out for, and that would make like the average researchers work a lot easier too. So yeah.
Yeah, well, I just complained about AI. It can also be quite useful. And yeah, as things like AI continue to develop, not only does it pose a threat to our ability to distinguish these sites, but it also gives us a greater ability to view these sites, as Guy was just describing. Yeah, we could have, who knows, right, as the technology develops, but theoretically, as I think what he's got in his imagination is you're looking at an image and it's able to just direct you to the same features that exist in other locations, which would be very cool.
So it's not the technology; it's how you use it, basically. So
No.
do you want to bring some key points that you have?
Yeah, there was something Guy said that triggered something in my mind, and then I managed to forget it. So okay, so yeah, just talking about he was talking about verifying. One of the I've talked about the active collaboration that we'll be seeking with be they tourists or enthusiasts or content creators, but we will also be trying to work closely with institutions, with governments, with universities. Part of this is not only to get the most up-to-date coverage and best current coverage, but also to get the oldest coverage, the historical coverage. So, the earliest photographs of these things. So yeah, we're going to, I'm not too worried about us using AI images, because our images are largely going to come, like I said, directly from people who are gathering them in the field, and then secondarily from universities and from institutions and from governments and things like that. So I'm sure that is something that we will have to deal with and struggle with to some extent, but hopefully for the majority of it, right, we're able to bypass that worry entirely by going directly to these universities to get the historical photos, and to these people in the field to get their photos straight from the field. So yeah, so we will, like I said, any visual spatial data, collecting maps of these things, so old survey maps. Like I really want to provide the first priority are the imagery, right? But again, as we gather more and more imagery and we cover more and more sites, we'll try and continually be upgrading so that, okay, we have great pictures for this. Let's get a video. Okay, now we've got a video. Let's get a 360 video. Okay, we got a 360 video. Let's get a full 3D scan, So it's always going to be a work in progress. It's always going to be something under development. But yeah, I think as large as this project is, and as many people that have failed at it before, I think we are in a very good position to actually accomplish this. I think we have a solid plan. We have a solid way forward, and it's just a matter of, following that plan and taking those steps and putting them into action.
And there, of course, there's other ways that people can help in this project, because further along, I believe that there will be ways of people can help directly financially with the project, because there will be many things needed, of course. The Institute will do its part, but it's always good if the people get some involvement in it. So I think later on you'll be presented a proper link for those that want to help the project and to help to build from its foundations up. They will be able to do so, and we'll be very grateful for that help.
Yeah.
Just to quickly mention that all projects from the Institute are self-funded. So, yeah, we always strive for the best quality, either be the Pharaohs magazine that we do, or just our products. So we try to always bring quality to what we do, and if we want to go forth with this, and this is a big achievement, this is a massive project. So we are always trying to find new and creative ways to give back to the community as well. So there's always a back and forth, and we don't do it for any financial gain. We do it for altruistic reasons, at least for my side. But it's always better to if you want to start a bigger project and go big, you need some sort of crowd funding, or some sort of outside investment. So yeah.
But basically what you are saying is we are very selfish, because we are doing this for the pleasure of providing something for free that is something that we like. So that's the selfish in us.
Sure.
But there is no part of the project, of this one or any other, whose financial part of it isn't exclusively for the project, and of course for the people that work on the project, of course.
Yeah. And Guy, I don't think I've actually shared this with you yet, but there's obviously anyone who can contribute and does contribute would be greatly appreciated, and it would absolutely be a massive help. But there are avenues, that we won't be entirely reliant upon. That is what I'm trying to say. This,
of course,
this project can still, even if we didn't get a cent from donations, I think this project is still a feasible project. So just wanted to express that, yes, well, absolutely, please do donate, please do contribute. God forbid if no one did, this isn't dead in the water, right? It's not entirely reliant upon that at all. So just wanted to clarify that.
Sure, we have many things in motion to finance this and several of the projects. So, but it's always good to have people involvement, of course.
Absolutely, both time and financial.
Exactly, because as I said, the images, the footage, the whatever is that you can contribute as something that is not physical but is physical to the project itself is very much welcome. If you wish to contribute in another way, you cannot take pictures or go to places, but you have $5 or $1 to donate to the project, we'll be very grateful, and will be very well used. That's all.
And I've asked a few times for recommendations for content creators. I don't think I clarified. I've got a few different ways to contact myself down in the description. So the top link is for the Institute. So if you want to contribute your time to the project, use that link. But if you have a recommendation like Wandering Wolf, you can send it to me on Twitter. My DMs are open. You can join my Discord. You can email me, or you can leave a comment here on YouTube. Any of those are acceptable. But yes, that is something that, at least in my plan, that is something where we are relying on the community. because, like I said, I'm not on Russian Facebook. I'm not on VK. I'm not going to find a lot of these people. I know these people are out there, but I'm not aware of all of them. And I honestly, that's one thing that I don't know exactly how I would even go about that. I'd have to like learn Chinese and download WeChat, and like that's probably not what I'm going to do. So that is something where we are relying on the community, and that's something that would be massively helpful, is help us find these content creators, help us find, again, around every part of the world. We're going to need people that are in China. We're going to need people that are in India. We're going to need people all over the world that are already taking it upon themselves to document these sites. And that is where we are going to rely, at least somewhat, on the community for you guys to help us find them so that we can reach out to them and work with them. So,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right.
I think as long as you don't have anything to add, I think you put it brilliantly. So
I feel like that was a good introduction for the project. And I'm sure you will see us more and you'll hear us talk about this more in the future. But yeah, I feel like that was a decent introduction.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you all that been watching, from my part. And do check out our magazine. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, do check out Pharos. In a slightly unrelated note, I've got an article coming out in the next edition, so I'm excited about that. So make sure you check out the Pharos magazine. The last 2 episodes or editions have been fantastic. So great magazine to check out.
The magazine, we have 2 available on the website, and we'll be launching the number 3. Well, the graphic department expects it to be ready before the end of the month, but let's hope so. Let's hope so. We are always trying to make the best product as possible, so sometimes it takes longer. Let's see.
Yeah.
If you guys don't mind, we have a message here from Rubate. You're going to get institutional pushback, and this is very possible, but at the same time, we're not really doing any assumptions. We're not really presenting information in a way that's that has ideological background behind it. We're mostly showing pictures, and if that's illegal on academic standards, then they're in for big trouble, because it's hopefully the way we kind of push forward with this is that there's a movement that's created. There's a wave that starts growing, and if we can do that, it's going to be a good wake-up call, because at least I think for me personally, when I started to get into all of this regarding alternative history and just Egypt, all of these different hallmarks, like possibly advanced technology, all of this stuff, I feel like the only thing I needed at the time was the right combination of images to be presented at me, in a sequence or something. And I kind of initially I was denying it, and then I got interested, but it took some time to kind of click into place, if you know what I mean. And if we could provide that to people, the right combination of images, and right now it's going to be a website, but possibly everyone just uses everything on their phone now, so it's probably also good if we also design something for the phone as well. And if we could present something like pretty packaged on an app or something that they could just open up and get their minds blown, because how amazing it is. That creates a movement, that creates feelings, and that's what I think we're going for. So unfortunately, there's not much the institutions can do about it, because once you start a movement, there's no stopping it. So
sorry, I just want to say to Rubate, because he's also a friend. He does great comics and is a great artist. And I know where he's coming from with this phrase, but in this case, we'll soon find out, because we are reading. In fact, Goob is getting ready with several letters to send to institutions and government facilities that have these records. So we'll soon find out if they're going to put any obstacles. But I don't think so, because that's one of the reasons why we are an institute and an official organization. There is no what should I say it? There is no agenda behind this besides sharing information, and I don't think that images are something that they are, at least for now, looking at as something dangerous, unless it's indigenous. But that's not the case.
Close. But yeah, Guy reminded me of the point that I had forgotten earlier, which is that there's been many people who have noticed these patterns around the world for a very long time. And despite that, we've made so little progress in actually understanding these patterns. And there's just constantly new people coming into the space and seeing these patterns and having their mind blown, and then not able to actually get anywhere with them, because all of the data is so scattered. It is so hard to find, even with decades of interest in hundreds, thousands of people who've been interested. No one's been able to actually coagulate all of this together. And so, yeah, I think it's very important for the average person just being able to experience these sites, being able to see them. But also, yeah, for people who are interested in, the mysteries of humanity, not that this will let them figure it out, but it'll certainly let them see them a lot easier. They'll have their mind blown much quicker. It won't take nearly as much effort to search out each individual example. So
I think there's a place for anyone, really, like from if you're just starting out or if you're like advanced and super into this stuff. I think there's a place for you and everything in between, so
sure, all ideas matter. So,
and then as far as Rubate and the pushback, that's something that I'm definitely aware of. And I'm hoping it's not too bad. Like Ricardo said, we'll find out. But yeah, it's something I was even aware of, like when I wrote the summary that's linked down below. Initially, it had many more references to the hallmarks and the ability to cross-reference these hallmarks and draw associations to these sites. And I took all of that out. I mean, it's still in there, but I think I mentioned it once rather than like 4 times. And I made sure to emphasize, and this is all true. There's nothing phony about this. This truly is a project that is very important for preservation reasons. But like, that's what I emphasized rather than the hallmarks, because I am aware that pushback is a risk, and I would like to avoid that pushback as much as possible. And Rue brings up a good point that these reconstructions on a video, last week's video or 2 weeks ago, I had an image from ancient history criticisms, but it was of the Yangshan Quarry. I had no idea that the Yangshan Quarry was pretty extensively repaired. Did you guys know that there was concrete poured all over that thing and that you're not actually looking at a natural rock? I had no idea. So yeah, Rue brings up a good point that, especially with how we want to do it, with gathering the oldest photographs available, it potentially could expose a lot of reconstruction that people were unaware of. Could be a reason for pushback, but we'll have to find out. We'll have to try it and see and find out, and we're going to do our best and try and avoid it, but we'll see.
Yeah, and we are not going to tell people, look, this proves a global civilization or an ancient civilization. That will be for the persons to decide. That's why we're sharing all of that information for them to make their own minds, to go and look and see what they think. We are not expressing that this is an ancient civilization or that this is connected to that. We're just associating things, and people will make their own minds. So I think it will be quite all right in that respect.
Yeah. All right. Well, I know we almost wrapped up a few minutes ago, but this is like another good potential conclusion to this.
Exactly.
This
Sure.
and yeah.
Thank you all thank you Roop, for preparing this, and thank you all for that were listening to us. In terms of the institute, we'll have another presentation soon, but it will be to present our whole team. So we are preparing because there's a lot of people to have on screen, and we'll take some time for all of us to find a time that suits all of us, because we are scattered all over the world. But we are planning it to do it soon, so to be official presentation of all the projects that are currently active at this moment. And I think it's time for people to come up and show themselves and speak a little bit of what they're doing. In less detail than we did it here, because it'll be a lot of people, but but I just wanted to let that out there so that people be waiting for it. Thank you.
Yeah, please plug things. So plug the the Institute account on Twitter. In fact, I should probably add all of that to the description after we hop off here.
Yeah.
But yeah, please, what should people be following? And where?
So they can find us at Natural Phi Institute. Help me out, Guy, because
it's Natural Phi Inst at Text, but if you just search for Institute for Natural Philosophy, it will probably pick up.
Yeah,
I think so.
And we have a YouTube channel. We are a bit late on videos, so we have done 4 or 5 videos that are not there yet, but some of them are already on X, on my account, because the Institute doesn't have the check mark yet. But they are all posted on the Institute as reposts, so you can find them all there. They will soon be uploaded to the YouTube channel, and the YouTube channel is Institute for Natural Philosophy, right, Guy?
No, I'll share them in the chat so you guys can.
Sure. And if you go to institutefornaturalphilosophy.org and you go to the page of the forums, you'll find many ways where you can find us, collaborate with us, show us if you have a interest, a project that you want to develop, speak about a little bit about it, and we'll get in contact with you for sure.
And that's how this all started, is I went to that forum and I filled it out, and now we're here presenting this. So yeah, make sure you do check out that video coming up that's going to list the projects. If maybe this project doesn't pique your fancy, but maybe one of those will, and you'll want to contribute. So do check out the Institute. It's a very cool place doing very cool things.
Thank you very much.
And Guy, do you have anything that you want to people to check out at all?
Well, I've been a bit online on social media, offline. I mean, on social media. So I'm at X at High on Skooma, and that's 3 O's. And yeah, I've been a bit offline. I've been doing some personal projects at the moment, and just trying to spend a bit time of the devil app that is X, that sometimes get a bit overwhelming, and so and there's a lot of crazy people in there, so I try to from time to time take a break, and that's it. But yeah, just give me a follow, and if I ever feel like it, I'll start posting again. But I'm not so sure about that. So right now with me, it's just Digital Alexandria, and hopefully we can make it great, and that's it. And of course the Institute and all the other projects. So
all right, well, that is
also I should sorry to interrupt you, but I should also probably link the Institute's website, since that's also like
sure
something you could check out if you want to get involved. There's all the links you need in there, and yeah.
All right. Well, I will add a couple more links to this stream, the description after it ends, so that we can get all of that in there and you guys can check it all out. But thank you so much for coming on the stream, guys, and thank you so much for everything you're doing with the Institute and for creating this opportunity for me to, explore this, and for Guy to explore this as well. I guess I should be thanking Guy because he's part of the board. I should be thanking both of you. So yeah, thank you, and thank you.
Thank you.
It's been a privilege. Thank you very much.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to end the stream. Peace out, fellas.